When lockdown begins to lift and school doors open more widely to re-embrace students and staff, may we be brave enough to turn our backs on the sprint after lost academic progress and choose instead a time of healing and restoration. May we take the time to acknowledge the sudden fracture in our way of life. Shared fear, collective grief, friends and family members lost, those missing from our communities. May we recognise that, for some, school was the safety and the sanctuary that home could never be. That as we move to lock threat out, some have it locked in beside them. May we recognise that, for others, school was a daily, hourly struggle, and home their safe port in the storm, and they fear setting sail from their refuge into the battering onslaught of wind and wave. May we recognise that, for some, school didn't close but changed, anchoring those whose loved ones daily held the front line to face the threat from which the rest of the world was hiding. May we recognise that, for others, returning to routines that are familiar yet unfamiliar, the unsettling uncertainty of socially distanced classrooms will spark a survival response to an ever-present threat. May we recognise those teachers and staff who, faced with a nation staying at home, took themselves out to care for the children who needed them most, resisting the instinct to protect their own first. May we recognise those educators who stepped up to keep on educating, rapid adaptation into virtual teachers, creatively keeping contact and serving school dinners to those in need. May we recognise that mass home learning cannot produce uniform mass results, that the progress made by our children will be valuable and varied and visible in ways the system will not measure. May we recognise that each of these, each child, each young person, each teacher and staff member come from families who may have struggled in a myriad of ways. Let us recognise all of this and more, and let us respond with a time of healing and restoration. Let us, for once, abandon our British stiff upper lip, name and identify our confused emotions with scientific precision so they can be processed and safely stored. Let us hold on to valuing connection and the sense of community we have built. Let us remember how the arts and music, play and collective creativity fed our souls and tied us together. And let us weave them into a flexible foundation for the future of our schools. Let us step away from reigning through rules, choosing instead to regulate through relationship. Let us salute and applaud the courage of teachers and head teachers, teaching assistants and support staff who will take this opportunity to build a brave, new world. Let us listen to the experts in mental health and well-being, neuroscience and child development, and learn from them how to be a nation that nurtures our children. When lockdown begins to lift and school doors open more widely, may we be brave enough to choose a time of healing and restoration.